everybody. Welcome to the next episode of Alternative Explorers. I am in this beautiful neighborhood in upstate New York today, and I'm so excited about this episode. I'm going to be introducing you to three of my friends who have walked through cancer not once, but twice, and they are doing amazing. They're the most inspirational and motivational people that I've come to meet so far. They've never met before. They're going to come together today, and they're going to be talking to you about their journey. Alternative Explorers is very committed to giving you stories where people are doing something amazing. These are the kind of people that we're meeting today. Come along for the ride. Oh, and as an extra bonus, we're picking up my partner, Vanessa. She's been with Alternative Explorers since the very beginning. She thinks we're going shoe shopping. Come on. Okay, so we're picking up Vanessa. It's okay, buddy. Come on in. Lovey, get in. Oh my God, you look stunning.
Thank you.
How are ya?
I'm doing great.
Is it not a fabulous day?
It is.
How are you?
It's beautiful. Huh?
Oh. All right. How you doing? What's up?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good, yeah.
I just want you to know that I started your suggestion with cleaner eating. This is what I had for breakfast. A banana, 4 green olives, stuffed with feta cheese, and green tea. I'm starving.
I get something to eat then. So where are we headed?
Well, okay, so I know you said that you wanted to go shoe shopping.
Yes, I can't wait.
Well, we're not going to do that. Remember when I told you we were going to film our next episode of Alternative Explorers, and we were going to do it so that we're meeting the cancer survivors, that segment?
Yes.
That's today. It's today because that's when everybody can meet, so we're gonna stop there first.
And then we'll go shoe shopping?
And then we can go shoe shopping if you want, but it's along the way, so I figure we're going to go do this. And I'm really excited about it. They're excited about it.
I'm excited to go shoe shopping later.
I know you are. I know you're excited to go shoe shopping. Did you bring your coupons?
I did. I brought my coupons.
How many do you have?
Like 12. My mom
Get
gave me
out
some.
of here. You have 12
I do.
coupons?
I'm pretty serious when it comes to couponing for my shoes.
She's great. You're going to love her. I've been hearing so much. Hi, my friend.
Hi, Tracy.
How are you? Oh, it's so good to see you.
Glad to see you too.
My business partner, Vanessa.
Hi,
This is
nice
Maria.
to meet you. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm really glad that you're here.
I'm so glad you're hosting today. This is great.
It's
You know
my
I love
pleasure.
your house, your peace signs and stuff.
I'm really glad that you're here. It's going to be a nice afternoon.
We're going to have fun.
Hi.
How are you? I'm Michael.
Hi, Michael. Thank
So
you
nice
for
to
coming.
meet
I'm
you.
so glad
Thanks
you're
so much.
here.
Oh,
Welcome
thank
to my
you.
home. I know we're going to have a great afternoon.
I
So
know.
good to meet you. Tracy's
Well,
told me a
Thank
little bit about you.
Thank you.
So it's nice to have you
Yeah,
here.
it's great to be here.
Come on and make yourself
This is
at home.
beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you.
Oh, it's so great to see you, honey. You look so fun.
This is Maria's house, obviously.
Okay.
And,
Beautiful home.
Yeah, and you came from where today again?
Colony.
That's right. I always
What
want to
a
say
beautiful
Albany.
ride.
Yeah, it was
Oh, it was
beautiful.
gorgeous. I didn't want to stop,
I
but I did
know.
want to come see you and everybody
I
else.
know.
So.
Everything's so green. Maria,
Yes.
come on in. Hi.
Hi, Maria.
Lynn?
Yes.
Lynn, nice
yes.
to meet you.
Nice to meet
Thank
you.
you for
Thank
coming
you. Oh,
and
thank you for
welcome.
having me. I really appreciate it.
Awesome, good. So these questions were put together by some of our viewers that are really interested. So I'm going to let Vanessa.
The first question that I'm going to ask you is, what do you wish you did differently?
What do I wish I did differently? Nothing. I'm pretty comfortable with everything I did. I'm pretty comfortable with everything I did. With the most important thing is I learned how to advocate for myself. So I am pretty comfortable.
In all honesty, there's also a part of me that says I wouldn't change anything because I wouldn't be where I am right now. Because I had to go through this journey. I had to go through the breast cancer twice for me to get to this place where I am now, that I have such a wider scope of understanding.
I don't think I would have done anything differently. I might have slowed down a little bit more. I went 15 years between my first diagnosis and my current diagnosis.
Okay.
So I was always worried about it coming back until they told me at 10 years I was cured. So what would I have done differently between the two is that I wouldn't have been so lackadaisical after 10 years and not worry about it.
You've obviously been through this now twice. So what do you think is the worst factor about being diagnosed with cancer? What's the worst, you're hearing the diagnosis, what's the worst thing that happens at that moment?
Fear. And fear drives too much of our lives.
Fear. I think it brings up fear, the fear of dying.
For me personally, it's my loss of freedom in some respects.
During this process, is there anyone who let you down?
A doctor, my very first doctor, who looked at me like I wasn't going to make it.
I think it's very easy for us to let ourselves down.
At this time, let me down? No, I have to say all my friends stood up, are right there and supporting me, and so same with my family.
So what inspires you now? You've had 2 walks through this. What gets you up every day?
Life, not death. Living inspires me. What can I do to live today?
To being able to sit down and write about so much of me where I'm such a private person. To be able to sit down and talk about the journey that I did and where I've come to and where I'm going is been the most inspirational right now.
So I think these two things at this time have come together in a perfect way to have me in the moment, and that's what's inspiring to me, is that I live in the moment and I don't worry about the future anymore.
I made a post on Facebook and on our website
Mhm.
to ask viewers questions that they would like to know and would like for Tracy and I to ask you. And one of the questions was, how did you get cancer?
How did we get cancer?
I can answer that one first. I'll
Okay.
start, okay? I don't think it's anything that I did or didn't do. It could be the environment, it could not. You try to figure out what you did wrong for the longest time. And just recently a doctor said to me, you're 1 in 8. Don't even try to figure it out, you're 1 in 8. There's no rhyme or reason to anything anybody does or doesn't do. Don't tell me you guys are, one of us at least knows a smoker, smoked for 50 years, didn't get lung cancer. The girl who didn't smoke a cigarette or be around any secondhand smoke gets lung cancer. There's no rhyme or reason to this.
I
There's
agree
no,
with you there.
you know, I used to think it was because of my immune system, but I don't think there's any rhyme or reason. Right now, I'm 1 in 8.
How does the threat of reoccurrence affect your life? Now, obviously, the 3 of you have been through it twice. Currently, Lynn's in treatment right now. How does that impact where you were the first time you got through it and where you are the second time you got through it. Where are you at with it?
Well, I'll start with this one. I went 15 years between diagnoses. But the main thing with me is that I should never have been told 5 years ago that I was cured, because I let it go. I never thought about it again. It never crossed my mind, and I get hit with it very, very hard.
The first time when I was first diagnosed in 2007, I don't think there was a day that went by that that the fear of it coming back, it was present. Interestingly, with the second diagnosis in 2010, where I started exploring other things, and especially even the Buddhist philosophy, where I really started getting into living in the moment, being in the moment, where there came a peace within me that I just felt like, okay, I'm okay. Right now at this moment, I'm okay.
It took me a while to get back to warrior stage because I didn't think it was ever going to come back. I was going to be the miracle. I'm back there again, but it was anger ridden, and it was only for a week. And now I probably won't ever feel a twinge or a headache or what I perceive where my kidney is, or where I perceive where my bladder is, or where I perceive a bruise, and not go, oh, is it cancer?
Right.
But it's like this. Is it cancer? It's not. Is it cancer? It's not like that. It's not freakoutish, but it's just a thought.
Where do you get your strength and resilience from?
Wow. I think from my spirituality, which was a gift from the second part of my journey, from the Buddhist philosophy that I've studied, the meditating and so on. Probably the biggest thing is my spirituality.
Well, first off, my core being, my resilience is from living with 5 brothers. I had to be strong. I had one sister, but she kind of was the pretty miss princess, and I was the tomboy. So I was always the one that was always fighting with the 5 boys, physically and verbally. And that's where I get my strength from my family, my brothers and sisters, but also from my children and my granddaughter. And then from my fiance, who is one of the strongest human beings I have ever met, as far as jumping into this brand new relationship and a diagnosis of cancer.
Maria, what about you?
Like Michael said earlier, it's definitely a multitude, but I think the most important things are this. I think my strength is inner. It's definitely inner. I always felt like I wasn't strong, and then I realized I was extremely strong. Extremely. I always thought that I was a weakling. There were things happening early in life that I was like, how did you put up with that at that time? But they're all journeys. It's all a journey. It's all lessons along the way and understandings along the way that aren't filled with regrets, just like that happened for that reason and it made me who I am.
Well, I think what's key too is, having said before that I met the 3 of you, you're all separate areas of my life, and that I know little pockets of the people that you all hang out with. Having said that, you're center focused people in those groups. And so this experience of you journeying through this process has had an unbelievable effect on them. They're living better, they're living stronger, they're taking advantage of the fact that they have a wonderful friend, or they have children. They're gonna live healthier today. They're gonna think about what they're putting in their mouth, because their best friend, their mother, their brother, whoever is going through this diagnosis, and they're what I call big people in that. I mean, it's had a profound effect, because I know the people that won't talk about it in front of you have talked to me about it, and how much your stories have inspired them.
The other thing I just wanted to piggyback on what Maria said, which was a wonderful, wonderful thing, when you started off with the inner strength, because that was amazing to me, because I remember when I started this journey, you didn't know if you were up to it, and the most wonderful thing happens is when you realize is how much courage and how much strength you truly have inside.
Did you ever think of just giving up?
I can say yes. When I was so terribly ill, this back in January of 2013, and I'm lying in bed, and I'm vomiting every 20 minutes, and I have a broken back due to the tumor in my back, and the pain I just cannot even tell you.
I'm gonna hug her there now.
I can't even tell you how bad that pain was. And I did.
Maria, what about you?
No. You know, I was never in pain like Lynn was, so I can't answer from her story, but my story, come after me. Keep coming after me. I'll fight you every day.
Good.
Mike?
I think for me, it never got to that place. Even when I was in the midst of the Lupron and the horrendous side effects that I was dealing with, what happened was that's where I found my voice. Was that where I was losing the quality of life. What I felt is that it gifted me my voice.
Your mind is so powerful. I think you can talk yourself into dying. I think you can talk yourself into living without a shadow of a doubt in your mind.
Yeah.
And
I
for
agree.
me, that Percy worked. It got me through. I'm very strong here as well. I could talk myself into dying if I wanted.
Yeah.
Talk yourself into anything. But we choose to talk ourselves into living.
So, one last thing then, 2 sentences or less from each of you. What do you want to tell the person next door that just got diagnosed? What?
Wow. I think to love yourself enough to know that you're where you need to be, to trust, to believe, to live, to not just survive, but thrive.
There's that one.
I think it is I would tell that person to thrive, to believe in themselves, to have courage, and to dig deep for that courage. And to know they're never, ever alone. Ever. That if it's just one person and that person's me, I will be there for them. But that person will be surrounded by others who will be there for them.
Nice. Well,
Please, please, please advocate for yourself. And the second sentence is being passed on from someone who said it to me, and I don't know that I would have done it had she not said it to me. Get a second, third, fourth opinion. Keep going until you get an opinion that somebody looks at you and says, I can help you.
Very good.
Hey, listen, so I thought it went really, really good. Aren't you glad you didn't go shoe shopping now?
Absolutely.
We'll have to go to maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Because we got nothing else going on, you and I.
No.
Yeah, we'll do that in another month. But wow, what an
That was
amazing. That was amazing.
Listening to them speak of their journeys and makes you look at your own life and decisions that we've been making and things we're doing and what we think is hard, a hard day.
Well, that's just it. I mean, most people, like they said, before they got diagnosed, they were so inundated with life's daily agenda.
You just never know who's living next door.
So I want to give a shout out to our sponsors today. Sue Hagedorn, good friend of mine, and she has raised money for this episode in particular, so we couldn't have done it without Suzanne. Thank you, Sue. She brought us BTS staffing in Gloversville and also the Bella Vita Salon in Amsterdam. We want to give you a shout out and such gratitude for helping us film today. If you know anybody that would like to help us with a future episode, tell them what we're doing next week.
But we will save that for the next episode.
That's right. So if you know somebody who'd like to sponsor that and we can give you a shout out at the end, that would be fantastic. But until then, we hope you journey on, and we hope that all of your journeys are alternative.
Head back. One of my boobs falls out. Rub it back. Pick it up.
Falls out.
Rub it off. And tuck it back in. I thought you were going to say was the drugs I took in college.
Oh,
I was hallucinating.
I was just saying too.
Which one did you take?
No, I'm not saying
She's moving to Colorado.
I'm not. You're right. What was the question?
Where do you get your strength and energy?
Thank you.
want to.
No,
Is that
no,
what
I
you're
have
saying?
no. This is I have short-term memory loss.
Are we gonna drive or are we just gonna sit here?
Can I adjust my seat?
Are you serious right now?